Alrighty, welcome to a Modern Horizons 3 draft video here on Magic Online. I'm going to try to vary it up, and I wanted to do some MH3 drafts, and I decided to do it on Magic Online. I think the competition there is better. It's best of 3, and if you watch this channel, I suppose you don't mind Magic Online. I love it personally. In any case, what are we going to do? Pick one. Well, it's two good Eldrazi cards, Twisted Riddlekeeper, 8-drop 5/5, stuns and taps 2 permanents with flying, and you can emerge it for less. Or Snapping Voidclaw, Soul Ring. This card's awesome too. Royal Cartographer's decent and Reiterating Bolt is decent. The two decks I like most are actually Eldrazi and Energy. I think I'm going to take the Riddlekeeper, though it's actually pretty close with the Voidclaw. I think they're both very, very good for the Eldrazi deck, and the fact that one's blue-green and one's blue doesn't really matter that much because you end up playing blue and Eldrazi almost all the time anyways. Oh, here I'm just going to slam Writhing Chrysalis. This card is just obscene. It's, I believe, the best common by a fair amount. I mean, I haven't looked at stats or anything yet. I try not to look at 17 lands for like the first week or so, just because I want to just draft the cards I think are good and you know, see which ones I decide are good or bad. But 4 mana for a 2/3 that gets you 2 1/1s, or 2 0/1s rather, but then grows every time you sack one. So you kind of get a 2/3 plus 2 Lotus Petals, and this soon becomes a 4/5 or a 5/6 or 6/7. And if you get multiples of it, it's just absolutely out of control. So I'm going to take Writhing Chrysalis, which obviously I would have taken regardless of whether I took the Craw or this, or the Riddlekeeper. And I kind of like Riddlekeeper with Chrysalis because this kind of ramps me to it, though I don't really want to emerge it off the Chrysalis itself. Here, well, there's the Mythic Uncommon, I think. Scurry of Gremlin's pretty close to that. This card is just really crazy in any sort of energy deck or token deck or both. But I'm kind of interested in taking Echoes of Eternity. If you go hard on Eldrazi, this card's pretty good. That said, I should just take Bountiful Landscape. It's a colorless land, but which is good for Eldrazi to start with, and it fetches for Temur, blue, red, green, which is the 3 Eldrazi colors. Look, if Echoes comes back, which it might, I might try it, but I've honestly cut this from Eldrazi decks more than played it. I think it's pretty tough. Oh, Path of Annihilation 4th. This card is awesome. 4 mana, you make 2 Eldrazi spawn, and now all your Eldrazi can tap to add 1 mana of any color, which means they can also sack. So if you cast this, 4 lands, right? You make 2 spawn. Let's say you did nothing else. Turn 5, you play your 5th land. You have 5 lands plus 2 spawn, which tap for 2. So you have 7, but you can also sack them in the same turn. You go up to 9. You can just cast Kozilek on turn 5, having cast no other cards. So slamming Path of Annihilation here, and it feels like Eldrazi are open. Warped Tusker is good, and so is Planar Genesis. I really like Planar Genesis. I think I'm going to take this one. 2 mana, look at the top 4 cards, and you can put a land into play tapped from among them, or put 1 in your hand. So on turn 2, it's like a ramp spell, and then later it's an impulse. I just find that the Eldrazi decks really want their 2-drops. Twisted Riddlekeeper, 6th pick. All right, well, I'm glad I took the Planar Genesis over the Tusker because we just picked up another 8-drop, and this is just going perfectly. It's 6 picks in, and I have, well, the 7th pick's going to make it look a little less bad. So let's quick talk about the first 6. 6 picks in, I have 3 premium Eldrazi uncommons, plus the best common, a good land, and a very solid uncommon. Here, I'm not going to play Branching Evolution, though it does work with the Chrysalis. I think Siege Smash is pretty bad. A red-white land doesn't do anything. I'll take Nyxborn Hydra. I don't think I'm that likely to play it, but you never know. What is going on with the Scurry of Gremlins? I'll probably just take Hydroelectric Specimen. Just a land that you can cast as a 1/4 is pretty nice. Demon Fury is fine, but you don't need too many interaction points with Eldrazi, especially once I have double Riddlekeeper. So I'll keep the Hydra in for now and kind of see where this goes. Nyxborn, or sorry, the Hydroelectric Specimen there, and then Hydra here, which is kind of nice with Path of Annihilation. I mean, this can generate tons of mana. You can just play this as like X equals 7 or something like that. It's not crazy to think of, and put that on a Writhing Chrysalis and smash for 1 million. It gives trample, which is really nice. So really fantastic start here. Maybe I'll wheel the Snapcrawl, the 1/3 that taps for 2. I don't think that's going to happen, but it would be pretty funny if it did. All right, here I'm not going to play Temperamental Oozewag, really. So I think I'll take Utter Insignificance. This is at least a sideboard card, because this is best 2 out of 3. Ooh, Petrifying Meddler came back. I love this card, too. Really good way to stop your opponent from killing you before you can get all your Eldrazi's down. I'll take a Symbiote. Sure, whatever. All right, so after pack 1, I've got 2 ramp cards, Chrysalis, which is a split ramp/threat card, and then 2 massive 8-drop threats, plus Petrifying Meddler, which is a really good bridge towards those 8 drops as well. So this is going about as well as you can after pack 1. And here there's a Snow-Covered Wastes, which I so far haven't found it necessary to play Wastes. There's just enough of the fetch lands that are much, much better that you don't really need to kind of resort to that. I'm not playing any of these cards. All right, so going into pack 2, could use some more ramp. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for here, but I'm pretty happy with this start. I'm very happy with this start. And I wouldn't turn down, a Kozilek or Ulamog or Emrakul, especially with Path of Annihilation. You just cast your 12 drops. Like, that is a thing that you can do. I mean, Path plus Writhing Chrysalis is already 8 mana off just the tokens, so it goes pretty hard here. All right, coming into pack 2. Oh, look, the Mythic Common. Writhing Chrysalis number 2. I am in, so we'll take that over, obviously, an Emerald Medallion. Null Elemental Blast is a sideboard card, though. I haven't even really sided it in. And there's a red-blue land, which would be kind of nice to pick up because we're going to be Teamer most likely. I mean, we basically already are. We've got blue, red, and green cards, and those are all the Eldrazi colors. So I would say, in my experience, when you draft Eldrazi, or at least, sorry, when I draft Eldrazi, and I've done that probably like 10 times-ish now. I've done a lot of these drafts. You end up in blue-green basically every time, and sometimes you splash red, sometimes you don't. I haven't really drafted a straight red-green Eldrazi deck yet, and I don't even really know what a straight blue-red Eldrazi deck would look like, but blue-green is definitely where it's at. Ooh, okay. So there's Kozilek's Unsealing, Warped Tusker, and Snapping Voidcraw, but I think this looks like a Kozilek's Unsealing deck. 3 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast a creature spell that costs 4, 5, or 6, you make 2 Eldrazi spawn, so that's Chrysalis, Meddler. Nyxborn actually could be either. And then when you cast a 7-drop, you draw 3 cards. Yep. I do love Warped Tusker, and I do love Voidcraw. Voidcraw is the card I would take here if Unsealing wasn't in the pack, but I think this just looks like a perfect Kozilek's Unsealing deck. And now it's time to just jam as many 7-drop Eldrazi as I can. All right, well, this isn't a 7-drop Eldrazi, but It That Heralds the End pumps all your Eldrazi and makes your 7s cheaper, or 8s even. So I like this a lot. This card is quite strong. Passing up on some more fetch lands, which I hope to get a couple more. Sage of the Unknowable is a nice reward for being in Eldrazi. Most other decks don't really want it. Passing a Wrath of the Skies, that card is good, but It That Heralds the End I think is a pretty clear pickup here. And we're looking good. We got 2 of the really good uncommon build-arounds, so now I just need to find ways to trigger them. Though Writhing Chrysalis with Kozilek's Unsealing is also crazy good. You cast the Chrysalis and you get 4 total 0-1s, which basically means this comes in as a 6/7 and you've added a bunch of mana. Like, the Eldrazi cards in this set just do not mess around. And here, I think I might just take Invert Polarity here. I think the card is just a really good one, and I'm already splashing red for the Chrysalises. I have 1 red fixer so far, but I'll pick up some more. And there's no real Eldrazi that I care about here. I think Void Pouncer is not what this deck wants at all. A cheap Eldrazi that can attack them is just not what you're in for. Electric Specimen would be fine. Hydra Trainer is okay, but I find it's kind of a win more card in these decks. When you're already doing your thing, it does something. And then Urza's Incubator is funny, but it is symmetrical, which makes me not really want to start it. And as a sideboard card, it's just not, I don't know. I think the Incubator is a little bit much. Like, it doesn't have stats. It's not like a Voidcraw or a Sage. It could help them potentially. It just seems like a bit of a risk. But this does look very good. And here, blue, white, black, and some red, white, black. So the two fetch lands that don't really help me. There's Serum Visionary, but that doesn't help with Kozilek's Unsealing. And just really isn't part of the Eldrazi plan. Corrupted Shapeshifter would work with Unsealing and Path of Annihilation. And then Fanged Flames is just a decent removal spell. Let's just take Fanged Flames. I don't really mind missing out on the thing. And then then this pack has a Riddle Keeper, Repurposer, Meddler, and Tusker. That's kind of unfortunate pack distribution, but I'll just keep taking Riddle Keepers. I think this card is just really, really good. And I guess, I kind of wish I took the Serum Visionary now over Fanged Flames. I guess I didn't really account for the 2 Riddle Keepers. All right, well, I'll take a Riddle Keeper here, and Ideally, I pick up like Eldrazi Repurposer. There's one in this pack too, the 3/3 that makes a token when you cast it. But really, any small creature will work, and Riddlekeeper is extremely strong with both of these enchantments. So I'm happy enough here. Though I would actually trade the Fang Flames for a Serum Visionary now. It's been a while since I've emerged. And here, interesting. Wow, this pack's also really strong. There's 2 Galvanic Discharges left. There's an Eldrazi Ravager, which is fine, a blue-red land, spell land, and a Unfathomable Truths. I don't really want Unfathomable Truths in this deck just because I think that I want my expensive cards just all be creatures because of these enchantments. The question is, do I want Galvanic Discharge, or do I want either a Seething Landscape or Rush of Inspiration or Eldrazi Ravager? I'll take the Ravager. I think the Ravager is kind of interesting with a bunch of ways to make tokens and then re-trigger Kozilek's Unsealing. Oh, and here, look, I get to take a blue-green land. Oh, actually, I'm going to take Malevolent Rumble. This card's quite strong. 2 mana, reveal the top 4, put a permanent in your hand, and make an Eldrazi spawn. So this plus Planar Genesis are the kind of 2 drops that I'm really looking for. On here, I don't think I'm going to play Tune the Narrative. I don't have any particular use for energy or Tamiya Meets the Story Circle, so I'll just take another Null Elemental Blast. Okay, we wheeled a Warp Tusker. That was huge. So we'll take that. Oh, and a red-blue land, Cyclops Superconductor. No, a Sage of the Unknowable. Yeah, that looks like the card I want, especially with all those Twisted Riddle Keepers. Having cheap cards to emerge is great. I'll take my 3rd Null Elemental Blast. Here, I'll take a Corrupted Shapeshifter I don't really want. And yeah, I mean, aside from the flames that could have been the Serum Visionary, I like exactly where we're at. A second Path of Annihilation? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Psychic Frog is great, but this is obviously not the deck for it. And there's nothing else even close, though. Blue-green and red-green lands plus a Sage, those could all come back, and that would be awesome. Here, oh, I'm happy just taking Petrifying Meddler, especially with Kozilek's Unsealing and Double Path. Like, I just need to buy some time. Meddler does that very, very well. Pass up on some more fetch lands here. Then I'll put the Ravager over here as a Cycler. And, I mean, this just looks great to me. I've got 2, 3, 4 red cards. I have 1 Teamer land. So I could use a little bit more fixing. We'll hope this pack I pick up another instance of fixing or 2. Or I could just keep taking Writhing Chrysalis. Yeah, I'll do that. Writhing Chrysalis is fantastic. Genku Future Shaper is great too, but I think Snapping Voidcraw is the business. There is a fetch land here. I'm at 22. Yeah, I'll take the Voidcraw. The Voidcraw is just really, really strong. It's a Soul Ring and a draw engine if you need it later. I can figure out the mana situation. Also, the paths make my Eldrazi tap for any color, so it won't be uncommon to go Path and then just have Invert Polarity up or immediately cast Fang Flames if I was missing red. Here, okay, there's a land. A Seething Landscape or Eldrazi Ravager number 2 or Sage. I think I might wheel a Sage. Here, I think I'm going to take the blue-red land. I think that I have enough playables here that I can afford to do that. And it would be nice to make this really, really powerful deck, you know, as consistent as I need it to be. Whoa. Wastegate Battle Mage is just unbelievably good as well. Doesn't work with my enchantments in the sense that it's not an expensive creature, but bouncing any creature or exiling artifact or enchantment is just absurd. I think Drowner of Truth would be awesome, and I would definitely take it over Hope Ender Quaddle, but pretty clear Wastegate. And then here, there's Idol of the False Gods. So you can make an Eldrazi token, and whenever Eldrazi dies, this gets a counter, ++1 counter, and when it has 8 of them, it becomes an 8/8 or a 0/0 with all those counters and Annihilator 2. Yeah, there's Warden Power Stone also, and Warden Power Stone is good, but with double Path of Annihilation, it actually feels like Idol might get there, and I can just tap my Eldrazi when I have the Path out to just make an Eldrazi every turn, which is nice. All right, I will take, oh, wait. Annoyed Altasaur. I liked Warp Tusker, but Annoyed Altasaur is pretty ridiculous. I'll take that one. And I guess there's a Gift of the Viper as a sideboard card. Right now, I actually have a few cards over. Let's see, Malevolent Rumble, Planar Genesis is like 2-drop accelerant type stuff. Ooh, a blue-red land came back. Perfect. All right, looks like the Sage of the Unknowable is not coming back. That's fine. Nyxborn Hydra gets cut, as I thought it would. All right, I'll take a second one here for the sideboard. I just think my other expensive cards are better. And I'm happy with those. So this is now 16 land plus hydroelectric specimen. So I could play this, or I could cut one more card. Oh, this other sage did come back. Okay. Well, I would like to play it. Maybe I just cut the Fanged Flames now, and I'll side that in if I need to. But the double path gains me a bunch of life. I have 4, really 5, 7 drops here to play and gain life off the paths. I put tons of blockers into play. Petrifying Meddlers are basically removal as well. So looking at this, this is 17 lands, counting the specimen, which, I mean, you would count. Do I want to cut anything else here for another land? I think Idle's going to be good here, so I think this looks okay. Especially since the Riddle Keepers have, the Ravager has cycling and the Riddle Keepers have emerged, so Altasaur is really the only big uncyclable or emergible thing. And it's with double sage. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so the sort by color, I've got 4 red cards, and then the rest are blue and green. Riddle Keeper, I guess, is technically blue. Wasescape is blue-green. Oh, Warp Tusker is definitely green. All right, so I have blue, red, and Teamer lands, which means 1, 2, 3 red sources already, plus the 2 paths, kind of. So I probably just need like 2 mountains. So if I go 5, 5, 2, I end up needing to put in 1 more, and I assume it's going to be green. That leaves me with 6, 7 green sources. No, I want 8 and go down to 1 forest. Or 8 green sources and 8 blue sources. Oh, 9 blue with the hydroelectric specimen. That makes me want 1 more forest again. All right. And this looks great to me. Let's see how this does. I think this deck's going to be quite strong. All right, time for round 1. Yeah, I mean, I will keep this hand. I don't love it, but if I can draw a red source, it has Chrysalis into Altasaur. Forest was pretty bad, of course. A colorless source also gets me It That Heralds the End as a blocker. A Sneaky Snacker. All right. Any Malevolent? Ooh. I will play Hydroelectric Laboratory and not pay the life. Any Malevolent Outbursts or whatever, the 2 mana, look at the top 4 card, that would have been sick. Okay. I will take my hit here. Also, the Writhing Chrysalis has reach, which is pretty ridiculous too. Just getting free reach on those plus the Petrifying Meddlers means this deck doesn't have as much of a vulnerability to flyers as this kind of deck typically would. Serum Visionary, huh? Okay. It's time to get a little action. A Snapping Voidcraw? That all sins would be forgiven if I were to draw one of those. Path of Annihilation would also be an excellent card to see. But let's start with... Oh my god. All right. I will admit this was a kind of dubious hand to keep. It was not the best, and I have drawn really badly. Drawing a forest, an island, and a blue-blue-red card has not really made my chances go up. I mean, if I draw a mountain next turn, I don't think I'm in terrible shape here, but a lot of my red sources do end up coming into play tapped. I think what I need to find is just a path. If I find Path of Annihilation next turn, then I actually think I'm in pretty good shape, assuming they don't counter it. But we'll see what they've got. Hit me to 14, and presumably have a follow-up here. Let's see. Scurrilous Sentry. All right. Well, maybe I should try keeping a playable hand as a strategy. I guess my deck is good enough that I don't really need to keep a hand that effectively needs to draw either Mountain or Colorless Source to have a good start. There's my Malevolent Rumble. Okay, a little late, but what do I want to take? I could take Perilous Landscape or Wasescape Battle Mage. Wasescape Battle Mage doesn't seem like it does a whole lot. So I'm going to take Perilous Landscape. I'm going to play It That Heralds the End. And then I can play the Perilous Landscape and go get my mountain here. And then pass the turn. And I can block the Serum Visionary, perhaps, And then next turn after that, I can play Writhing Chrysalis, and honestly, it might stabilize the board by itself, though this, whatever's happening here, can't be good. Oh, they're just going to play a 3/5 and bounce my creature and hit me for 7 down to 7. Okay. I'm not loving it. I mean, they might even hit me for 8, actually, here. Probably will. Well, they went 2, 3, 4, 5 on the play, and my hand was kind of bad. So, yeah, I got crushed. That is a thing that happened. I'll let them connive. Yeah, I'm just dead here. I mean, I guess I could play the Writhing Chrysalis, but I don't think that's going to do much. And I think I'm fine with the way this is looking. All right, I'm on the play. Okay, well, this hand is quite a bit better. Planar Genesis ramping into Petrifying Meddler is pretty nice. I have all my colors. I'm on the play. Idol of the False Gods, I'm not sure about yet. Maybe this isn't the matchup for it. I mean, we'll have to see, assuming we're going to go to game 3. And then, you know, we could maybe take this out. It does seem like a powerful card. They mulled to 5. Okay, well, that's a tough start. Ship the turn here. And presumably they're not going to have a 1-drop. Oh, they have a Hydroelectric Laboratory themselves. It that heralds the end, huh? All right, I'm going to pass. I'm not that worried about Ether Spike on Planar Genesis here. I don't think I'm supposed to main phase it. I mean, we'll see what they've got. Dross Claw, so it's a 1/1 that when it attacks, I lose a life. Okay, I missed on lands. Cool. What do I take here? I'm just going to take the Wastegate Battle Mage. I think that card's great. And I don't have colorless right now, but hopefully I can find it. Okay. Well, I have not drawn particularly well. Missing on lands on the Planar Genesis is kind of a beat. They mulled to 5 and they have a 1 on play, so it's not like I'm dying right now. And if I draw 2 lands, well, one land over the next 2 turns, I can play Petrifying Meddler and hopefully stall things out. I think I should take this Idol out, actually. It's not looking like their deck lends itself to a bunch of trading on the ground and longer games, so the Idol looks kind of weak, especially on the draw. I'll put in maybe Fanged Flames or some kind of interaction, perhaps. So this turn, a colorless land or just a play would both be great. Let's see what they've got. A 2/3 lifelink. When they attack, they draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Okay. Path of Annihilation would also be a great draw. I kind of feel it. I'm not going to draw a land next turn, and I'm going to just get beaten down by their squad of 1/1s and 2/3s. I mean, this attacks as a 2/1 basically because I lose a life when they hit. I mean, if I draw a land, I can play Meddler, tap down the horrid Shadow Spinner, and then be in pretty decent shape. I guess I am paying for the fact that I put this card in my deck. Idol is being kind of a brick here. I also could have taken a different card. I could have taken the Cycling Eldrazi off of the Planar Genesis, but when they already have an artifact in play, it's pretty hard to not want Wastegate Battle Mage. They discarded Seething Landscape and Sneaky Snacker, which they'll be able to get back for free next turn once they attack with this again. Well, assuming I don't block it. All right, and then they have Scurrilous Sentry. They've already drawn their 3rd card, so that doesn't help. All right, can we get a land here? It's going to be kind of a beat if we don't. It really is. Let's see. And okay. That's a start. So let's go Petrifying Meddler. Let's tap down the Sentry because it has Menace. I know it lets them hit with the Shadow Spinner and get their Sneaky Snacker back, but I've got to try to play to win the game, and I don't think tapping down the 2/3 and letting them hit me with the Sentry is a very good way to do that. I feel like they're probably going to kill my thing anyway, but hopefully they don't. It doesn't look great for me. Oh, Deep Analysis. Okay, they draw 2, and that is good. They get their thing back, but it does mean I'm not getting attacked. And if I draw another land here, especially a colorless land, we could be in business. Okay, let's go. Oh my god. But this is just unreal. All right, well, I can't even emerge the thing. I can't cast any of my cards. How is it that I have 5 lands in play? My hand is a 7-mana card, an emerge colorless card, 2 other colorless cards, and a blue-blue-red card. Like, ugh. I mean, I guess I did this to myself in that I took Wastecape Battle Mage over a cycling card, but like that still doesn't really explain how we got here. Like, I had to draw just this combination of just complete uncastables when my opening hand was like 3 lands, Planar Genesis, Meddler, Ithid Heralds. All right. They're only attacking with the Sentry at least. Oh, and they're going to get back another Snacker next turn. I can't block because of Menace. If I draw a land here, then I can start doing stuff. They're going to flash. Oh, they didn't even flash back Deep Analysis. All right. Well, I guess by draw a land to start doing stuff, I mean colorless land or blue land. But nope, I drew a forest. Look, if I can cast Annoyed Altasaur, that could help. All right. I'm going to lose this game, but hopefully I can win the next 2 matches because this deck is just way too good to be consigned to an 0-1 drop. We're going to keep battling. I'm very annoyed that this deck is drawing so badly. Now they kill their thing? All right. I mean, I did... Oh, sorry. I bear culpability a little more. I did have this card in my deck, which I don't think helps. All right. Yeah, we're so dead here. And now it's going to draw Path. All right. Do I not want the statue in? What would I play instead? No. Do I want an extra? Maybe I want an extra red over a green. I guess maybe that'll be good. Okay, well, I'm gonna try this and we'll hop right back in. All right, time for round 2, and see, this is a lot more like it. Like I have 2 lands because I'm gonna play the Specimen. I have a Sage of the Unknowable. So I have turn 3 Path of Annihilation if I draw a forest. And ooh, the Arena of Glory they can exert to give haste. All right, there's my forest even. Wow, my deck might actually look functional this time. I mean, look, I've drafted a bunch of Eldrazi decks. This is a very good one. I guess I kept a bad hand game 1. I did. It wasn't great. Game 2, I did not keep a bad hand. Things just did not materialize. What, they hit a 2-drop off their Raptor? Oh, yeah, okay. That's going to be tough. I am going to get to go Sage, which is a decent blocker at least, into Path, into Riddlekeeper, so maybe that's good, but I mean, what a start. They played the Raptor, hit a 2-drop haste creature. Hey, you know what? It's sometimes that's the way things go. Wastecape Battle Mage is also really nice. If they're playing red-black, they're very likely to have artifacts in their deck. And then here, I get to play an 0-4. If they make a land drop, which I assume they will, their Reckless Pyro Surfer is going to get Battle Cry, but then I'll just block the Raptor, take 2 off the Pyro Surfer. I mean, assuming they don't kill my Sage or something like that. Killing the Sage actually would be pretty annoying because then I couldn't play Path next turn. Oh, Molten Gatekeeper. Wow, they've got an aggressive start. Whenever they play a creature or get creature ETBs, they get to deal 1. All right. Let's block. I mean, I think instead of playing Path, though, I just go Wastecape Battle Mage with the green kicker. Because if I do this, I just get to exile their 2/3. Like, sounds pretty great to me. And then I can block their Reckless Pyro Surfer. This just prevents me from taking a ton of damage when my hand is going to be really good going forward. Like, if I played Path of Annihilation, what was I doing next turn? I was blocking with one of the tokens, taking at least 5, maybe more if they played creatures. This way I take like 2 damage. And then next turn I can play Path if I would like. All right, yeah, they're not even attacking with the Pyro Surfer. And this has first strike, so can't block it. Skittering Precursor, 3/3 menace. When you sack a non-token permanent, you get an Eldrazi spawn. All right. Land. Yeah, let's play the Path. And I could Malevolent Rumble here, but I don't think tapping the Wastegate Battle Mage is a very good idea. Because I could tap this for any color and play Rumble, but I don't really want to. I could have played the Riddlekeeper there, I think, if I really... No, these can't tap for mana yet. I can't go quite that hard. But if I emerged off this would only cost 4. Oh, I could have actually played the Riddlekeeper there. But I had to sack Wastegate and both my spawn. Feels like I could just wait a turn on that. Because I am still at 14. I've got some blocks I can make here. I'm going to block... Like, as things currently stand, I get to block Amped Raptor, with Sage, and Reckless Pyrosurfer with my 2/2, but they killed it, so now Battle Cry, block, alright. And I'll take 6, but I'm going to gain 4 back here with this path in a second. Invert Polarity, huh? So how do I want to play this Twisted Riddlekeeper? If I emerge, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess I have to emerge. So hold on. Tap this for a colorless. Emerge, sacking that, and then play this for 4. And then this taps down there. This idiot and this idiot, I guess. Actually, let's not auto yield here. Let's play this so that those two things aren't going to untap, and then I'm going to cast Malevolent Rumble off of this because it puts one Eldrazi into play, and I probably don't even need a blocker anyway. It that heralds the end or a forest. I think I want it that heralds the end, though. Yeah, that's probably fine. I mean, a land wouldn't have been terrible, but I think this is fine. And then next, if they don't make a good play this turn, then next turn, looks like they're killing my Riddlekeeper. All right. Well, at least I tapped down 2 of their things. Next turn, I can play Path and play It That Heralds the End and have some pretty good blockers. And, okay, they didn't play anything here. So let's go land. Or, instead of playing Path, why don't I just play Snapping Voidcraw and It That Heralds the End. Oh wait, I have to tap for a green, sack for a colorless, because I can't actually tap them for colorless. That's very funny. All right, now I have a 2/4 and 2 1/2s, and I have Invert Polarity up, which I think is better than playing a second Path, since I have some pretty good blocks here. And I have a counterspell up if they try to play something like the Exert Arena to add 2 red to play a big haster. I can invert polarity, and if I win the roll or win the flip, then it's pretty great. And if I lose, well, I still countered their spell. And so how does things work if they attack? I'm at 10. I guess I go Voidcraw eats Pyrosurfer, Eldrazi spawn chumps Amped Raptor. I take 4 off the precursor and go to 6, assuming they play a land for Battlecry. It's not that bad. And if they don't have Battlecry, then I take even less. And actually at that point, maybe I double block the Raptor. Ooh, are we exerting the arena here? I want them to play an expensive spell, not a cheap spell. I want them to play 1 spell this turn. And honestly, the better the spell is, the better it is for me. Because half the time I get to steal it. The other, well, I guess it's supposed to be half the time. But, you know, with my luck, given the way this draft has gone. All right, yeah, look at this. This is just going to be disgusting. Maybe they're playing 2 spells, though. They're exerting it so they can play 2. No, they're just playing 1. All right. Invert polarity. Heads or tails. It's a big decision. I'm going to go with heads. I always just choose heads on these. All right. I lost the flip. Well, oh man, if I won the flip, I would get to put this into play and then bring invert polarity back. The game would just be over. As it stands, I think that I'm in a decent position, but if I lose this game, it's because I lost that coin flip, which I know is what you're signing up for when you put invert polarity into your deck. It is funny, though. I mean, at this point, drawing another big Eldrazi would be fantastic. They don't really have good attacks here, I don't think. Like, even if they attack with Skittering Precursor, I could double block with Voidcraw and the Spawn token. So, I think most likely they're just not attacking me, but we'll see what they do here. All right, you coming in? I don't really think it makes sense to attack. Though I could definitely lose this game now because they still have 2 cards in hand. One could be a land they're slow rolling. Oh, there we go. That is helpful. Let's just cast this. I'm just gonna. Oh, I need to use colorless again. Hold on. Guess I'll have to tap the Void Crawl, which I don't love. Yeah, and I guess I'll play Path of Annihilation as well because I'm probably not blocking with It That Heralds the End. So let's just do that, and tapping all 4 of my things, and then I'm going to be able to use the Void Craw to draw cards as well, because I have to sack a token each time to get the colorless, funnily enough. But that's a good engine. It has 3 plus a colorless tap, draw a card, and then Eldrazi Ravager is also, you get to sack 2 Eldrazi to bring it back. So if they kill it, I can bring it back. Oh, and this stays tapped because they exerted. Okay. I mean, that was a good draw. I drew a 6-drop off the top. That should put me in a pretty good position here. But we'll see. If they kill the Snapping Void Craw, like, well, if they kill the Eldrazi Ravager and attack me, that's not actually great. Oh, they're killing the It That Heralds the End. I mean, that's, I guess, the only thing they can't kill the Void Craw, and they certainly can't kill the Ravager. Okay, and they play a land for Battle Cry. Yeah, they don't have attacks though. Draw. Oh, Perilous Landscape's not bad because now I can draw off this. I'm just going to draw right now. I have some good blockers, and if I draw a big thing to cast, it would be really nice to get that going. I am not attacking with my... It's got Annihilator 1, but I still need it as a blocker. I have plenty of chump blockers here. Though I guess maybe I actually wanted to cycle this. No, because having to sack a token to draw off this sounds pretty bad. All right, they have 2 cards in hand. If they don't have a way to kill the Ravager, it's not too bad. But also if they kill the Ravager, let's say they kill Ravager. Oh, they get to double Battle Cry? I get to sack 2 tokens to bring it back, which is pretty nice. Yeah, do they have an attack here? I guess they do. They are attacking. It doesn't look that good to me. All right, well, we'll see how they go. Oh, they didn't get double Battle Cry. Okay, you having fun? Because they had to have sacked their land already to get to do the double Battle Cry thing. All right, draw. All right. I'm going to draw again because with Kozilek's Unsealing in hand, if I draw a big Eldrazi, it's just so good. Let's just play Sage. Get some Sage Wisdom in here. Sage is nice. That's a nice little free block on like the Amped Raptor or the Pyro Surfer. Kozilek's Unsealing means if I draw a big thing, then it is game. If they drew a kill spell... What I really don't want them to draw is an exile spell. Oh no, they're hasting something? What is this? I don't like this at all. Oh, okay. So they're conniving. How good are their attacks now? It's just a 2/3. They have a land in hand. They're deciding whether to play it for Battle Cry or leave it for the Sentry. Oh, I didn't realize this. I haven't played this with this one yet. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, it sure does trigger off of fetch lands. Okay, that makes that card a lot better than I thought. I thought it was a kind of out of place card, but it actually looks okay. Yeah, they're gonna send now, I assume. So they have 1 Battle Cry. Did they hit a spell here? No. All right. How am I blocking? I think I want to kill the Scurrilous dude's got Menace. Block. And this, I take 6 this way, so I guess I'll just chump there. All right. And I lose 2 Eldrazi spawn. They lose Scurrilous Sentry. And I take 4. Yeah, that was a pretty good attack for them, I will say. All right, draw. There we go. That's game. I assume I just win now. Let's go Kozilek's Unsealing. We're actually going to attack with the Eldrazi Ravager. Annihilate them. And they take 6. And then I'm going to... I don't even have to emerge this. I can just cast it. Play this. They're just going to concede to the Riddlekeeper. I'm going to gain 8 life and draw 3 cards. All right. We have successfully triggered our enchantments. Oh, I guess that makes sense too. Sure, yeah, that's how that works. All right, well, because it is a sacrifice. I mean, I guess I could tap the Eldrazi spawn. It doesn't matter. Twisted Riddlekeeper. Tap the Battle Cry and the Menace. Gain life. Stun those down. Draw 3 cards. And play a land and ship the turn. And then next turn I can play double Chrysalis, getting a total of 8 tokens off of Kozilek's Unsealing. Yeah, they're super dead here. They don't even know how dead they are. I can even attack with the Ravager and the Riddlekeeper next turn. The Dreadmobile. Vroom, vroom. So this is a 3/3 menace, and you can sack a creature to put a counter on it, whatever. Do I want to put Fanged Flames in? I have the extra mountain in, which is kind of nice. Yeah, let's take out Idol, and we'll do it this way. All right, this is... Well, I do get to cycle the Ravager, but is this hand keepable otherwise? I'm going to mulligan this against red-black aggro. All right, I will keep this. I think this hand's actually better. I mean, this hand needs to draw something just like the other hand, but I guess the biggest difference here is that I have a 2-drop ramp spell in this hand. Oh, I'm actually going to keep the Hydroelectric Specimen. I might make use of that. And so this hand just needs to draw bigger things, whereas the other hand, but has an early blocker, whereas the other hand just did not have that. Okay. Ethereum Terramander, 1/1 flyer. They can adapt it as long as it gets cheaper with their other artifacts. Okay, let's go. Well, if I just draw lands, I'm not going to win this. But if I draw a path here, then all sins are forgiven. And I get to play Hydroelectric Specimen at some point here if I really want to. Doesn't look like it's amazing, but you never know. Maybe they point a non-lethal burn spell at something, like they go to kill the Sage after I block with a 2/2. They go to deal 2 to the Sage. The Dreadmobile. All right. Crew 1 Menace. All right, let's take my turn. Okay, Writhing Chrysalis I can't quite cast yet, but I will be able to very soon here because I'm going to sack this Bountiful Landscape to get a mountain. I can also Hydroelectric Specimen it up here. Would I play that this turn? Molten Gatekeeper. Yeah. I'm going to take a little damage this turn, and the Ethereum Terramander is going to now costs 5 to adapt. It's really not that bad. I'm actually going to... Oops. No, I can't do that. Never mind. I was going to cast Hydroelectric Specimen and double block, but I can't do that and crack Bountiful Landscape, so I will not. All right, let's get Mountain. Draw. Right on time, Void Grow. Right on time. It's okay. We'll play the Chrysalis. I mean, it kind of shuts them down completely. Like, this card is just absurd. Like, if they attack with the Terramander, I just block. If they adapt it... Oh, no, sorry. It becomes a 5/5. Okay, it doesn't quite shut them down. I kind of hope they don't have a land to adapt this Terramander here, actually. Julie, that's not even your bed. That's the chair. Come on. Ridiculous, dog. I guess what I need to draw is another Eldrazi spawn token. well, token maker, so that I can make the Chrysalis into a 5/6 and then block Pteramander. And if I can keep up a Hydroelectric Specimen, then I have protection for the Chrysalis, so that's also kind of nice, though I guess this is the turn they would kill it if they had a way, like the black one, you know, murder, gain, well, it doesn't gain life because it's colorless, but still, if they had that this turn, it would be unfortunate. Twisted Riddlekeeper would be another good draw. I don't even know that Path would be that great of a draw here, though. I guess it would be, no, it'd be good with the Chrysalis, so yeah. Let's see what they got. All right, they do have the land. It's even a Bloodstained Mire, so their Pteramander can get in. Interesting. The Dreadmobile's attacking too. I guess if I block with the Chrysalis... I see. I'll block like this. I don't love it. The problem is if I block with Chrysalis and they sack two things, it's a 5/5, then I can make mine a 4/5. That does not really work. All right, well, if they want to kill my Sage of the Unknown, they have to spend a mana and sack their Molten thing, or order Pteramander, I guess. Most likely what's going to happen is they're just going to kill the spawn tokens, and then I'm just going to sacrifice it to the Chrysalis. Oh, okay. I take one. Interesting. Would have thought that they were going to level up their Pteramander. Be really nice if I can untap with this Chrysalis in play still. Oh, Ral and the Implicit Maze. All right. So, that's fine. It's not like great for me, trust me, but it does just kill the 0/4. All right. Draw. Land. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty dead here, actually. Let's play the Void Crawl. Pass the turn. So now, this deals 2 damage to me, well, 2 damage to all my creatures and planeswalkers. And then next turn, they can discard a card to exile the top 2, and they can play them to another next turn, then to make a Spellgorge reward. It's like a Fable of the Mirror Breaker if they costed it in a somewhat sane way, as I said in the set review. Like, let's see. I mean, I'm sure they're discarding a card. It's almost impossible not to. And I'm hoping... Wow, they discarded a Reckless Pyro Surfer. That's not great news. I mean, I was already pretty dead this game. Them discarding that kind of just cements that. All right. And, I mean, I guess Fanged Flames doesn't kill the Chrysalis, which is kind of nice. They're going to kill the Void Craw. Oh, Reiterating Bolt. Oh, that would have been such a good one to Specimen. I don't really have that many good plays for next turn anyway. Like, I guess if I draw another Writhing Chrysalis, I could get something going. That would actually be pretty good. I mean, they can crew and hit me for 4 here. Oh, no, they can't attack with the Pteramander. I guess they could if they didn't mind trading it plus Fanged Flames. All right, can they not have another play? And then I draw another play? That would be ideal. Can I just draw Writhing Chrysalis? No. Petrifying Meddler. Okay, that's definitely a big game. Let's play this. Let's tap down the Pteramander and pass the turn. Couldn't tap down the Dreadmobile, unfortunately. All right, so now I have 2 4/5 reaches in play. They have 2 cards. Yeah, that was a good draw. And now that gets me to 7 mana next turn. So if I draw a big thing, I can cast it. Fanged Flames on the Chrysalis. Okay. And I assume they've got a follow-up there. Here's where that Specimen would have been nice. Yeah, and there's Discharge. Kaboom. And then I'm going to get hit by the Dreadmobile here. Everything going in slow motion, of course, as you can see. And this puts me to 7. All right. If I draw like a Warp Tusker or something, that's not nothing. Though the Terramander at that point becomes a pretty big problem. All right. I am dead there. Let's see. Don't really want utter insignificance. Nyxborn Hydra. They didn't really have multicolored cards. All right. Yeah, I think I'm ready to roll. Wastscape Battle Mage will be one of my best cards to draw here. I will say that. So hopefully we can pick up one of those at some point. All right. I would like to play first. And I guess mulligan. Sure. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep this hand. What do I put back? Could be Sage. It could be the Ravager. It could be Petrifying Meddler, Warp Tusker. I don't really want to put back the Chrysalis. Oh, this is a brutal mulligan. Guess it has to be the Tusker. The problem is I can't really put back Eldrazi Ravager because I need to cycle it to try to find an island. I could put back Sage because if I hit a third land, I could then cycle that Tusker. But I don't think that's right. Wow, this deck has really not been cooperating. I mean, if I draw well from here, if I draw Island right away, then if I draw Island Mountain, I have a turn 3 Chrysalis, turn 4 Meddler, and I'm probably just going to win. But I suspect that's not what's going to happen here. My opponent is actually in somewhat danger of timing out. I mean, my experience is that they play really slow. Like, people who play really slow do speed up once the clock starts blinking red, as is, only natural. Okay, well, at least that's, a card that I'm never going to cast. That's cool. Let's see. Cranial Ram. All right. Cycle the Ravager. Okay, that's an island. That's a start. Any mountains to go with it? Oh, It That Heralds the End. Okay. So, really, if I just draw a mountain, that would be ideal, but any land lets me cast Meddler, and I suppose I can cast It That Heralds the End even if I don't draw anything off of this Sage. Oh, man, am I going to block? I guess I probably am not going to block if they attack, though. They can get their 1 point of damage in, because I'm worried about Galvanic Discharge here. Oh. Now I have to block. It's too much damage not to. Well, they did not sequence very well, because they gave up some battle cry there. And they have it. Yeah, what can you do? I just don't think I can sit there and just take a bunch of damage for no reason. Ooh, Malevolent Rumble. Okay. Any mountains? Yeah, there's a mountain. All right, I'll take the mountain. Play the mountain. And I don't need to play It That Heralds the End here. It doesn't really do that much for me. And getting to cast Chrysalis and have this Eldrazi spawn in play sounds pretty good. All right, we've got a shot. They're hasting something up here. All right, this is Amped Raptor. Can we just miss on the Raptor, please? They hit Fanged Flames? Yeah, all right. Okay, I guess I take 6 because I don't think they landfalled. All right, well, I mean, let's see how good Writhing Chrysalis is, right? It's going to be the test. I drew it for polarity. Of course I did. Pass the turn. Their arena doesn't untap. If they battle cry, I can block the Pyro Surfer with the Chrysalis and then chump the Raptor and take 5. Yeah, that's not too bad. If I can just untap, I can play Petrifying Meddler, and then I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. Especially if I draw a land, I don't have to sack an Eldrazi spawn token. That would also be fantastic. If they go like fetch land, kill one of your things, attack with everything, then yeah, I'm gonna lose. But they didn't play a land last turn, and they definitely would have. It represented an extra 2 damage, I guess. So I suspect they would have. I guess they already used their exiled their Wooded Foothills. Oh, I have my Eldrazi Ravager to get back. Oh, okay. Block. Do I want to block any of those? I kind of think I do. So if I do this, I'm at 13. And I can sack them both to get the Eldrazi Ravager back. All right. Sack these two. And if they have another galvanic discharge, then oof, bad for me. But if they don't, then I'm not too unhappy about this. If they have another Fanged Flames, that could be bad. No. Well, if they have it all, they have it all. Cursed draft, I will say. I mean, if I draw a land here, I can play Petrifying Meddler, and that's still pretty good. All right, slam. Tap down the Pyro Surfer. Pass the turn. I'm at 12 still. I mean, the one advantage of that is I did end up preserving my life total fairly well. And if I can draw a colorless land next turn, that would be really nice. Okay, please don't kill the Meddler. Oh, Refurbished Familiar. Sure. I'm just going to discard It That Heralds the End, because I need to cycle this Ravager and land. I can't cast the Ravager. I'm just going to play a land and pass and hope that they play something into invert polarity. That seems to be that. And I really need them not to hit a land this turn. Because if they Battle Cry, I'm basically dead. I block this. I take 2, 5. I take 10. Okay. I mean, if they start with a spell and I win the flip, that would be great. That would really work out well for me. All right. Yeah, let's invert polarity here. Let's go big coin flip here. I lost the flip, of course. Now they have the land. Yeah, if I had won the coin flip, then what would happen here? I would get to block their Pyro Surfer with my Pyro Surfer and then block the Amped Raptor. All right, cycle this. And I guess I block the Pyro Surfer. I take 5, 8, no. Because I have to block the Cranial Ram. I'm just dead here. 3, 6, 10, yeah. All right, well, that's a beat. Yeah, this was this draft really did not work out well. I can make some things, but that'll do it for this draft. And this deck was good. I do think ultimately the idol was too greedy, but like, I don't know, I had double Sage, double Path, triple Chrysalis, snapping Voidcraw, a bunch of Riddle Keepers, Malevolent Rumble. It's like Kozilek's Unsealing. Like, I was not short at Planar Genesis. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 2-mana ramp spells, and then Voidcraw on 3, Unsealing on 3, double Path on 4, triple Chrysalis on 4. And it just like every game was just a struggle to cast a spell. And that's not been my experience so far, but you know, I'll treat you to it. And of course, losing all my coin flips on invert polarity did not hurt, though it helped. I did win the one flip in a game I won anyway, but had I been able to win that flip, I still would have been pretty screwed. I would have blocked I would have been at like, well, I would have blocked the 5-1 with that 2-2 that I stole. I would have blocked the 2-2 and I would have taken like 8 down to 4 or something. And then next turn played the Chrysalis and actually still be fine. So, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And I hope you enjoyed today's exercise in frustration. I know I sure, well, I wouldn't say did, but got to show it to you at least. In any case, that'll do it for today. You win some, you lose some, and today was not a winning day, but they can't all be. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I always appreciate you hanging out, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.